Hey, welcome everybody. Glad to have you all back. And even though I think about 80% of you I've seen before, but the newcomers especially, we're going to have a good one, I hope. And we're just very, very happy that you've all shown up here. And I just wanted, before we get started, we're going to try to make this as quick as possible. We've got two cameramen on board who are going to be taking digital photography for you guys and around the route. That's Steve Rossini and Ange Luzio. And tomorrow we've got a television crew coming in here to work for the National Network. We're going to have a show that'll, I think, really be good. If you all saw last year's, it's the same bunch of guys that are going to put this one together. I think it'll work out well. My terrific secretary, you all know, and I'm sure you've talked to 100 times on the telephone, Missy Melissa Allen. Son Brock up in just a minute, and he's going to run through some of the hard rules here. I just got a couple of things that I do want to bring up. We always have an issue with John Law, and I think this year is going to be a serious one. The Gumball 3000 has caused some real disturbances among the law enforcement community across the country. I've talked to a number of them, and they are not happy. And unfortunately, we're going to be driving in the wake of those idiots, and they really cause some problems, especially in the West. But the law enforcement highway patrols around the country are on guard. And unfortunately, you're going to start in a state that is not hospitable to people like us. In fact, my wife Pamela, who just came down this afternoon, said that there were a bunch of sports cars that they had pulled over on Interstate 390 just north of here, probably thinking they were us. Those poor guys are, I don't know where they are. We know that New York is bad. We know that Wisconsin's tough. We know that last year we had trouble with the Indiana border. We know that Route 19 in West Virginia is a noted speed trap, a serious noted speed trap. You're going to run into that near the end of the week. And there's a little town there that has about 4,000 people, and they have 26 guys on their police force, and they sit on Route 19. I know, because I have had several conversations with them. I have a personal involvement with those people. So keep in mind, especially for the newcomers, I hammered this home, you've got plenty of time to get between these races. You've got cars that are, as I've said 100 times before, cunningly disguised as race cars. And you are the victims. You are all potential victims. And what's going to happen is one guy is going to go flying through, he's going to get whacked, and that'll alert the local region of the highway patrol, and then suddenly everybody's into it. So use your heads, drive us. You got plenty of time to get there. I mean, I don't care. Frankly, I've done it so many times myself, I couldn't care less if you all get arrested. I've done it. So I don't have to tell you that I know from experience what it's all about. But it's going to be rough out there in a couple of places. I'll flat guarantee you. So use your head and try to run. My mantra has always been run silent, run deep. Stay out of the packs of you guys. That's instant death. To run down the road as a bunch. And stay alone, and stay at about 15, 20 miles an hour over the speed limit, and just get there. Secret to driving on the highway. Get there. Anyway, I really don't have any other advice to tell you people. If you want to do it, do that. Anyway, I'd like to turn the meeting over to my son, Brock, who's done an unbelievably good job in getting this event set
up. The route book, again, it's full of somewhat useful information. John Davis and I went to great lengths to actually make it accurate this year. I apologize for those that had to suffer through last year and the page that the computer added by mistake. We don't care how you get there. If you see a different way, as long as you make the racetrack, as long as you make the checkpoints, that's your business. Use no shortcut.
The best way I can describe these events is like open practice or open qualifying in Formula One. There may be some passing, you may be balked. We don't rerun here. Whatever it is, it is. It's racing luck. We hope that everybody will permit a faster car to get through, give them as much leeway and use as much maximum sportsmanship as you can. If you are uncomfortable with your group, as Brock has said, and you feel like the cars in front of you are quicker than you are, we will reseed you and remove you. We'll switch you around to your satisfaction. Sometimes you'll have a friend or somebody that you know is in front of you that is slower than you are. It might be that you'll want to trade places, but it'll take us a couple of events to kind of sort through the field and get the field separated in terms of performance levels. But tomorrow it could be a little tricky. We'll do the best we can. What we'll do is run a limited number of cars at the beginning. We'll try to separate the cars as much as possible, to minimize the passing situation. But it could happen. I'm sorry if it does. We're not going to do a rerun. We're not going to penalize people. That's racing luck when you go out on a racetrack. Remember, it's always luck out there. Trust me. So anyway, that's all I can tell you. We wish we could do it otherwise, but we will probably have some passing at the initial stages until we get sorted out.
Please, everybody watch your mirrors, always. And nobody wants to be bought. It actually saves everybody time if you let it by rather than try to stay in front. You're going to slow each of you down 2 or 3 seconds a lap. If you just let it go by, you'll lose a half second, a whole second, something like that.
Every highway patrol along the route has been notified. They know we're coming. We have discovered that over the years, they hate surprises. In the first 10 years we ran this thing, a light bulb finally went on and said, maybe if we tell them we're coming, they'll be easier on us, and they are. Generally, they will be easier on us, but what will happen is one idiot will trigger a local region or a patrol group, and then they're on us like flies on fruit, I'll tell you. So it's ugly. It's ugly. If you haven't done it, it gets real ugly. So the secret is, as I say, run steady speeds and use your heads, because one of you will trigger a whole bad scene. And remember too, just as a quick aside, we all love motor racing. We're all proud of motor racing. And we represent our sport out there on the highway. And if we're driving sensibly and safely and within the context of normal highway driving, not passing on a rider, jumping off on a shoulder to get by somebody, and we get the truckers get talking real big on Channel 19, and that only offers more incentive for highway patrols to get on it. So if you drive steadily and sensibly, and also some of you guys have got about a lot of candle power in your driving lights, be cool with them. And yeah, there are a number of states, and I don't know whether they're in the East, there are a number of states that only allow 4 headlights. And so use your head. You'll just aggravate truckers by using a whole bunch of candle power out there. So I would not use them unless you're getting a lot of trouble or you're on some back road, you don't know where it's going. Fatigue can be a factor in this event. We try not to make these legs much longer than about 800 or 900 miles, and just to keep everybody nice and happy out there. But with 2-person teams, sometimes you'll get into a situation where you try to brave it. You try to work a deal where you're doing 3-hour shifts or 4-hour shifts or whatever you're trying to do. And what will happen sometimes is the driver will get tired. The co-driver is trying to sleep, but he recognizes that the car is not behaving well. So he's awake, and the driver is so tired that he's trying to stay awake and keep it on the road. And this becomes a very, very dangerous situation, because then nobody's sleeping in the car. the best possible option, because we do give you enough time. Brock's building a lot of flex time into these transit stages. Just don't try to be proud. Everybody gets tired, no matter how strong we all think we are. Just pull off the road and park it for 20 minutes and let both crew just rack it in. And it's amazing about a 20-minute, if you're really tired, about a 20-minute little doze will freshen you up and you'll be able to run quite a bit farther. Get out, maybe after that, walk around, catch some fresh air, and you know, don't drink a beer.
This is a 7-day event.
That's right. But seriously, just get a fresh air and get a little bit of a rack time just in the car, and it'll freshen you up. But don't continue to brave it down the highway, because that's the worst thing you can possibly do, both for yourself and for your co-driver.
Get into a rhythm as fast as you can. Sleep drive. Don't drive until you're tired, because then, like he said, your co-driver will get crazy. So you start the spiral that you're both nodding off, nobody can drive, nobody can sleep, and anyway.
Yeah.
When you don't hear the radio, you're sleeping.
Pardon me?
When you don't hear the radio, you're sleeping.
Yeah, normally when you're off in the dirt, that's probably when you know you're asleep, yeah. I just want to say I'm very proud to have you all here. I'm delighted. I wish you Godspeed and have a wonderful, wonderful week. We'll be with you all the way. Have a great day.